What turns a human into one of history's greatest monsters? Joseph Stalin. Joseph Stalin ruled the Soviet Union with absolute power. His famous quote explains his mindset perfectly. One death is a tragedy. 1,000,000 deaths is just a statistic. During the Great Purge from 1936 to 1938, Stalin created long lists every night. On those lists were his own ministers, top generals, and scientists. With one signature, he sent thousands to be executed. He didn't just kill his enemies, he erased them from history. Photos were edited, newspapers were rewritten. It was as if those people had never existed. He also built the Gulag system, massive forced labor camps in the freezing Siberian wilderness. Millions died there from cold, starvation, and exhaustion.
Adolf Hitler
Didn't just hate, he industrialized hate. He turned mass murder into a factory process. He built death camps like Auschwitz with train tracks going straight inside. People were unloaded like cargo and sent to gas chambers. His engineers calculated that shooting people one by one was too expensive and slow, so they created gas chambers that could kill 2,000 people in just 20 minutes. They even kept records of how much gold they got from victims' teeth and what products they could make from their hair. Ivan the Terrible. Ivan earned his name honestly. As a child, he was abused and humiliated by the nobles. To cope with his trauma, he started throwing small animals from tall towers and watching them die. When he became Tsar, he created a special death squad called the Oprichniki. They wore black robes and rode horses with severed dog heads hanging from the saddles. In 1570, he massacred the entire city of Novgorod because he suspected them of betrayal. People were boiled alive, burned, and thrown into frozen rivers. He even killed his own son, his heir, by smashing his head with a metal rod in a fit of rage. 4. Queen Ranavalona I, Madagascar's cruel queen. Queen Ranavalona I ruled Madagascar with extreme brutality from 1828 to 1861. She hated foreign influence and Christianity. To test if someone was guilty, she used the Tangana ordeal, a deadly poison test. The accused had to eat poison along with chicken skin. If they vomited the skin, they were innocent. If they died or couldn't vomit, they were guilty. This test killed thousands of innocent people. She once forced 50,000 soldiers and servants on a hunting trip with no preparation. Over 10,000 died from starvation and exhaustion. No animals were hunted. During her 33-year rule, it is believed she has killed nearly half the population of Madagascar through forced labor, executions, and cruel punishments. 5. Vlad the Impaler, the real Dracula. Vlad III ruled Wallachia in the 15th century. He is the real historical figure who inspired the legend of Dracula. His favorite method of execution was impalement, sticking people alive on sharp wooden or iron stakes. The victims would slowly slide down the stake due to their own weight, dying in extreme agony over hours or days. In 1462, when the Ottoman army attacked, Vlad impaled 20,000 prisoners in a forest. The invading army saw the forest of rotting bodies and turned back in fear. He even killed his own son and heir by smashing his head with a metal rod in a fit of rage. 6. King Leopold II of Belgium. King Leopold II of Belgium never set foot in Congo, but he treated it as his personal property. He turned the Congo into a forced labor camp for rubber production. If workers didn't meet their rubber quota, Belgian soldiers would cut off their hands or the hands of their children. Soldiers had to bring baskets of severed hands to prove they were doing their job. Under Leopold's Rome's rule, it is estimated that up to 10 million Congolese people died from murder, starvation, disease, and exhaustion. 7. Qin Shi Huang, China's first emperor. Qin Shi Huang unified China and built the Great Wall, but he was terrified of death. He desperately wanted to become immortal. His alchemists gave him mercury pills, believing mercury was the elixir of life. He drank mercury every day. It slowly poisoned him. He became extremely paranoid and mentally unstable. Before dying, he ordered 8,000 life-size terracotta soldiers to be buried with him to protect him in the afterlife. 8. Caligula, Rome's mad emperor. Caligula started his rule as a popular leader. Then he suffered a serious illness that changed him completely. He became extremely cruel and perverted. He forced senators' wives to sleep with him and then publicly rated their performance. He turned part of his palace into a brothel. He declared himself a living god. He even made his favorite horse a senator. After just 4 years of rule, his own guards assassinated him by stabbing him 30 times. 9. Nero, Rome's tyrant. Nero is famous for the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD. While the city burned, Nero was seen playing music and singing on his palace roof. He killed his own mother. He kicked his pregnant wife to death. He heavily taxed the people to build a massive golden palace for himself. When the people and Senate turned against him, he hid and eventually forced a servant to help him stab himself in the throat. History shows us that extreme power often turns rulers into monsters. Here are 3 deadly forces that corrupted many kings. Lust. Lust for sex and pleasure destroyed many rulers. Caligula forced senators' wives into his bed and then publicly rated their performance. Nero killed his own mother and kicked his pregnant wife to death. When a king has unlimited power, lust becomes a weapon. It destroys not just the king, but everyone around him. Power. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. When a ruler feels he can do anything without consequences, he loses all control. Ivan the Terrible killed his own son in rage. Stalin signed death warrants every night like it was paperwork. The more power they got, the more they feared losing it, and the more brutal they became. Fear. The greatest fear of every tyrant is losing power. This fear turns them into paranoid monsters. These kings were not born monsters. Power, lust, and fear turned them into monsters. History doesn't repeat itself, but the psychology of power does. Hit like, subscribe for more Dark History Explained.